What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Blown Save podcast. It is me. It is I, the Brent, the Bridgetown, the man, the myth, the legend. It is May 1st, 2020, and we're here for another Blown Save podcast. I hope everybody's ready. I hope you get your drinks ready. We are a 3-drink minimum podcast, so I hope you are following along at home. If you are following along at home, make sure that you are drinking responsibly. I hope you're all excited. I'm excited. I got to bring in my boy, the one, the only, the most chocolatey, my little Casas Pasas, the house man himself, Mr. Artie Casas. What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? How we doing?
Fucking feeling wonderful today. I got a little pregame started, so we're doing what we're doing at this point. We're gonna let this motherfucker roll, and we're gonna good to go, and we're gonna fucking make things happen. But we do have a special guest tonight. His name is George Martinez. Artie, do you want to introduce your boy?
Yeah, George is a friend through a friend. He's the brother-in-law of my good buddy Joe, who you know. Joe played on our softball team.
Joe Mama.
Yeah, so that's Joe's brother-in-law, and George is a former baseball player like myself. Played a little bit at the college level, and grew up in the LA area as well too, and now resides in Texas. Welcome to the show, George.
What's up, baby? How are you, man? How are you guys?
We're doing sexy and we're drinking. I hope you said now before the show started. You said you already started pregame from 12 o'clock, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Had a girl. That means you're ready to go. But there is a rule on the show. While you're on the show, you have to have at least 3 drinks. So I hope you have at least a 3-pack ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
Well, right now I have a big old cup, so I don't know how many that counts for.
That's 1.
All right.
Me and George were just talking, and his wife was questioning him in terms of why he's drinking. Now he's got a reason to give her.
Oh, absolutely. Tell her tomorrow morning. Go ahead and listen to the Blown Save podcast. These are the rules. It's the first thing I talk about when I fucking start the fucking thing. So we're getting going. As you can see, by the way, audience, if you guys are noticing, I'm already throwing out F-bombs. That's because I have been drinking earlier, and we're going to have a good goddamn time today.
I always like to say what we're drinking, too, personally, because I mix it up,
What you got today, Artie?
Today I'm dry. My father-in-law came over last weekend, and he brought some Modelos, and there's a good 12 left in here or something like that. He brought one of those big cases.
That's a light half hour of drinking.
So Modelos Especiales are good.
Modelo sponsor. Come on.
Modelos is what I'm rocking with today. Usually I'm a Dos Equis guy or Jack and Coke type of thing, right?
Yeah.
What you sipping on, George?
What you got, Georgie Porgy?
Dude, so I don't discriminate. So I started off with beer, Coors, and then I moved over to Shock Top, and then I now moved over to Crown Royale Apple with a little soda twist on it.
All I heard from George was, "I'm a lady, I'm a bitch, and I need a twist because I can't handle it." It's all right, dude. We don't discriminate as long as there's alcohol in it. Unlike our boy Tyler the other day was drinking these beers from the corner that had like 2% alcohol. It's like, bro, you got to have like 32 of those to catch up to our 2. But we're glad that you're actually drinking. You got some Crown Royale Apple that you're enjoying. Not a sponsor, but hey, why not, right? I'm sipping on some Modelo's and some Jameson and ginger ale. A lot of Jameson, a little splash of ginger ale, making it so beautiful. So, cheers to everybody at home. Cheers to you guys are here. Cheers. First topic, we are the Blown Save podcast, so we got to talk about some baseball. MLB, how light was the punishment of the Red Sox compared to the Astros? According to Rob Manfred, all 30 clubs have been notified that future violations of this type will be subject to more serious sanctions, including the possible loss of draft picks. Coro was punished for his involvement in the Astros, not as a member of the Red Sox during that thing. So how bad does MLB look after the handling of the Bo Sox punishment? Artie, what do you think?
I just think he's a puppet, I think Manfred's just a puppet for the owners. But at the same time, like, there's lawsuits. They talk about how it all goes down and what they can really do to the players and stuff like that. So here's my big thing, okay, with this. I wonder why the Red Sox punishment was so soft, considering that all the information they gathered was not as a direct result from the players, right? Because basically the Astros got immunity, which is why we got all this information, and why the commissioner says, "Oh well, we would have never got all this information. We didn't offer them immunity." Right? That was like the whole reasoning behind why the Astros didn't get punished so bad, because they were offered immunity.
Right.
The Red Sox were not punished very hard. Not that I thought they deserved a worse punishment than the Astros, but maybe something equivalent, or I don't know, something different, right? Something to say, hey, we're taking this serious. And there was no immunity given to players, so I don't understand, why isn't the punishment worse then, you know?
Yeah, I think them being the second round of players that are getting in trouble for it, I think the punishment should have gotten bigger. It feels like they got smaller instead. Mm-hmm. And you're not sending the right signal. Oh yeah, next time this happens, next time, or you guys are going to be really in trouble. But yeah, it's happened twice now to two different teams after 2 different years, and you're going to tell me that you're going to slap them on the wrist and pat them on the butt and say, all right, but don't do it again, all right? It's like literally telling a kid, like a spoiled kid, like, okay, Billy, like, let's not do this again, okay? Haha, here's like $1 million, go buy whatever you want. Like, how are they going to learn? How is the rest of the league going to learn to not do this? Like, understandable, what is it? If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? Is that what you say, Artie? Right. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you got caught. Okay, now, not only did you get caught, but you got caught too, but you got caught what... Like, how are they going to punish the Red Sox, but they only say Cora's the only one really getting punished, but he was the one, he's only getting punished for what he did with the Astros and not what he did with the Red Sox.
Right.
For those of you guys playing at home, yes, I'm saying it that way on purpose. George, what do you think, man? What do you think in all this? What's going on?
I just think that the Red Sox, like, you know how the Astros, they interviewed people and people kind of bitched out and basically ratted on each other. So what I think is, like, with the Red Sox, everybody stuck together and was like, we're not going to say anything. And they all kind of held their ground, because if you read what Manfred said in the beginning, was the only reason that the Astros got dealt with certain punishments is because certain players stepped up and they actually ratted out other players, like, Mike Fiers was already ratting people out. Right. Dallas Krunkel was ratting people out, So, like, I think at the Red Sox, it was more tight-lipped, where, loose lips sink ships, so the Astros went down harder.
But
so,
the Astros did go down harder, but at the same time, it feels like, okay, so it was a player of the Astros that was going through this. He went to the Red Sox, took that same cheating mentality, but and the Red Sox have already been, like, okay, yes, they were cheating. So now you're telling me the only person that's really being punished is Cora, and he's only being punished for what happened as when he was an Astro, but not what happened with the Red Sox. I mean, like, what really was done to the Bo Sox? You know what I mean? Like, why were they exactly nada? No mames, wait.
They put him in their corner. They're like, hey, go in timeout, put your head against the wall, don't talk.
Right. I know they punished the one dude that was already fired from the organization.
The videographer or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah, pobrecito. He kept videotape things for a year, and he's back next year. What the fuck?
Well, that's the fun. Oh, is he back next year?
Yeah, it was a 1 year. It was a 1 year suspension. He didn't have a job for a year, basically.
I bet you anything they paid him out.
Right.
Had to have been.
I would take the fall.
Take the fall. Yeah, I'll fall on that sword for you.
The Red Sox gave him like season seats forever, and they're like, "Hey man, just say it was you, bro. Just say it was you.
Say it was all your idea. It was your brilliant plan, right?
You and Cora, bro. You and Cora got this fucking shit going, and that's what it is."
Yeah, well, it's very similar in some ways. See, but even them back then, they hit them harder. When the Cardinals, remember when they got caught cheating, and then they got hit with all these draft picks in terms of like their punishment.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it's kind of like very similar to that with this guy with the Red Sox, but they're not getting hit with the same kind of punishment in terms of all these draft picks that are being taken away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. They got a slap on the wrist. It basically it's like one of those things where it's like, well, don't do it again, Billy. Like, it's gonna be okay. You're okay. We're gonna punish the other guys, but you be safe. You don't do it again. It's fine. We're gonna punish the two guys that are already being punished for other things. We're gonna go ahead and they're gonna be the fall guys.
But you don't think that because of coronavirus and everything that they're kind of like, why mess up baseball? Why kind of tarnish it right now? Just nobody's paying attention anyways. Let's just give them this and be done with it. You know what I'm saying?
I think more because they're doing that is that it's going to cause more animosity. I think that after baseball already starts, we already know that the Astros are going to get fucking beaned. Right? We know it's going to happen. Because they run their mouths and they're like acting like, whatever, dude, I did it and what? Now what are you going to do? Fucking baseball is going to go fucking going to go beat them up, right? They're going to fucking throw balls at them. But at the same time, I think the Red Sox, because they're staying quiet, they threw their fall guys out there. All right, cool, we got in trouble. Yeah, we got in trouble. Like, no, we're not going to say a goddamn word. I think they learned by not saying anything, but at the same time, I'm not sure how many guys are going to get beamed or hit or anything like that with the Red Sox, but I do believe that they're going to hear some boos. And I mean, it's the Red Sox at the end of the day. Wherever they go, they're going to hear some boos. I don't think it's going to interfere with their game as much as I think it's going to interfere with the Astros.
You don't think we got Mookie Betts on the Dodgers because of, hey, get us Mookie Betts and we won't push the button about you cheating?
Nah.
And then,
I think
the Yankees also got Garrett Cole.
I think this is true. I think they try to get him out of their teams just to kind of take them away from being tarnished with what's going on. But
they went to playoff teams.
This is true. But I think that the handling of this, I think it's very strategic. I think they got Garrett Cole with New York because like they screwed over New York, quote unquote. Right? Mm-hmm. And then they screwed over the Dodgers, so there goes Mookie Betts. Even though it's only for a 1-year deal, and he's got to lay out his contract, and then we'll see what happens after that, right? I think that I don't know, dude. I think they pull the guys out of there, the important guys out of there to try and keep them safe. But I think having to sit here and listen to what the Astros did, and I think it's going to be. Everybody's gonna be sitting on it and stewing on it. I don't think it's gonna go away the way that MLB thinks it's gonna go away.
Hey, do you remember the guy's name for St. Louis, the executive that got caught, and he was banned from baseball?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, dude. Off the top of my head.
His last name it's associated with a Houston Astro. Ironically enough,
what is it?
Who's the one Astro that probably they hate the most because he was talking the most?
Cora.
Yeah.
Correa.
So this dude's name is the St. Louis executive is Christopher Correa. Coincidence?
I think not. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first on the Blown State. This is breaking news.
That dude was banned for life, though. He was banned.
He got
baseball.
banned for life.
That's what it says.
He got the Pete Rose. He got the Pete Rose.
He got the Pete Rose.
And again, Hall of Fame.
Oh, no, we've talked about this on several occasions. Pete Rose does deserve to be on the Hall of Fame. If they're not going to punish the guys that have been cheating plus the steroid guys, like, okay, at this point,
let him in.
Pete Rose, let him in.
I don't think he's going to get in. I don't think he's ever going to get in.
No, well, remember what I said. I don't think he's getting in until after he dies.
I don't think so either.
Agree.
Even then,
I agree.
I don't think
Joe
Jackson hasn't gotten in. Shoeless Joe Jackson. He's been dead
That's
forever.
Different.
I know.
How's different? They're both bad.
But not everybody is screaming about Pete Rose. Right now, everybody's been screaming about Pete Rose. And I think that the people that were fighting for Shoeless Joe, I mean, they're falling from the wayside. And we still have plenty of people who are fighting for Pete Rose. I honestly think MLB doesn't want Pete Rose on that fucking on the podium, fucking thanking and this and that and yada yada, whatever for whatever reason. He's not getting in until after he passes away. God, hopefully they don't do that. But in my heart, in my soul, in my everything I believe, I think that Pete Rose will get into Major League Hall of Fame, but it won't be until after he passes.
I don't think he gets in.
Is that a challenge? $1 right there? Is that a doll hair bet right there?
He's not gonna get in for sure.
Okay, I'll bet you. I'll take that bet right now. I'll take a $1 bet right now with you.
Sure, easy money.
Dollar each.
And this goes until we pass away.
Until we pass away, get that dollar eventually.
I'm gonna put a dollar in my pocket. That one's for Artie.
Put it in escrow.
All right, moving on from there to a little bit of a somber note. Orioles Trey Mancini diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Oh my God, Like, of all the things that are going on right now, and with the COVID and all this shit and the quarantine, man, I feel really bad for Trey. And I mean, I have my aunt is battling lung cancer right now, and she's doing everything she can right now to move forward. I know they stopped her radiation therapy because of the COVID, because they need to have whatever white blood cells and all that stuff that's inside of her to be able to fight whatever is out there right now. So they stopped what they were doing. She was close to the end of her treatment, but still, like, my heart goes out to the Mancini family and all that, man.
Yeah, man. He's only 28. 28.
Fuck.
Jeez, he's 10 years younger than me, and probably like 20 years younger than George.
20 years younger than me. He's 21 years younger than me. God damn it, Artie. What the hell?
His dad had colon cancer. He was surprised he even had it, because when he first came up sick or whatever, he was like, nah, not me, because I'm too young, and that he was surprised, but it ran in his family.
Wow.
Did not know that one.
Yeah, you're right. His father was diagnosed with stage 2 colon cancer at the age of 58 in 2011.
My stepdad came down with stage 4 liver cancer, I think it was, or stomach cancer. I forgot which one it was, but either way, it got into his blood system, and dude, he was gone within 6 months, man. And
wow.
He went from like looking somewhat decent to like done.
Wow,
it's crazy, man, how quickly that can just take you down, man. My thoughts out to your stepdad, and may he rest in peace, and my thoughts out to Trey Mancini. Hopefully they do everything he can and to pull through. I mean, obviously he's probably never going to play another day of baseball, and I'm sure he plans to. I mean, everybody plans to continue moving forward, but he may not.
I think he had to build up all his strength again.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think at the end, I pray and I hope that he survives so that he can become a warrior for that. You know what I mean? A fighter for more to help raise money for more colon cancer research.
Awareness,
well,
sure.
You know, Cookie came back last year from the Indians. Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah,
he had cancer too, and he I think he was off a year, dude.
He was off a year. Yeah,
dude, it's a heartbreaking story. Like, if you read the story on Trey Mancini, like, they were talking about there was this kid that is blind, and I forgot what other thing he has, dude, and this kid literally wrote to Trey Mancini saying, "Hey, you're gonna be all right. Stay strong." And dude, it's heartbreaking to hear, like, you know, like, and Trey's been keeping in touch with him. He's like, because he got I forgot if it was email or a call from the kid and just saying, "Hey, are you okay?" Because I guess that kid, Trey Mancini, had done something for him the year before, and they kind of stayed in touch. And like, the kid reached out to him, and Trey was like, "Dude, it was heartbreaking having this kid with all these ailments reach out to me and see if I was okay for cancer." You know, he's like, that it really broke it down at that point.
Yeah, and you know what? Trey hasn't even been in the league very long. 3 years. He's third in the American League for Rookie of the Year when he came out, and he's had 24 home runs or more all 3 years. He had 24, and then 35 last year. 30 was kind of a little breakout year last year. 35 with 97 RBIs, 106 runs scored. He's easily probably their best offensive threat on a weak Orioles team.
Yeah,
and he just got paid.
Yeah.
I mean, at least his family's going to get taken care of. And like I said, I hope everybody here, I'm sure, feels the same way, that we all hope that he pulls through. And I mean, if he gets back to baseball, awesome, wonderful. I can't wait to see it happen. But I hope he pulls through, and he's a voice for change and a voice to help raise money for more colon cancer research, because you never know when cancer is going to hit. You never know who it's going to hit. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. And he just signed a 1-year contract. It wasn't even like he got a big old extension. 1 year for $4.75 million.
I mean,
a lot of money still.
It's
I was
going to say the same thing, man. 4.5 is a lot of money.
I take it.
Some other hospital news, or I don't know what you want to call it that, but Ben Scully is home finally after being in the hospital after taking a fall. Our heart goes out to Vin. We're glad to see that he's home and he's safe and he's recovering. He took a tumble and they took him to the hospital. He was there for observation for a couple days, but thankfully, good old Vin Scully is home and he's safe. So we salute you, Vin. Cheers to Vin.
Cheers.
And we hope that you're feeling well and you're resting well.
Yeah, he was actually pretty funny about his fall. He like some of his quotes are just funny, dude. Like he said, "I won't be doing any more head first sliding." I never liked it. That was like his quote. Like he was funny, dude, about his stuff. And then he also, once he came back home, he said something about eventually it'll be time for Dodgers baseball again, or something like that. Because you know that's like his signature saying is time for Dodgers baseball, right? And he said eventually it'll be time for Dodgers baseball again, or something like that. So he comes out, even while he's still out of the limelight, he still has his moments where he just comes out with his Vinisms that we've always loved and cherished, you know?
And now, is it Vinisms or Vin Scullyisms?
Whatever you want, whatever floats your boat.
Well, what do you prefer?
Either one will go good with me, to be honest.
Being that you guys are both Dodger fans, is it Vinisms or Vin Scullyisms? Or Scully's? Or Scullyisms?
I like the first one.
Vinisms?
Vinisms?
Yeah.
All we do is Venomsms, yo.
So do you like Vin Scully?
Artie loves him.
No,
He's his brand.
Don't talk to me about that shit, dude. Come on.
Brent doesn't
I
even
know
know what a good
How
broadcast
dare
team
you?
is
No. Honestly,
I know you've had some great broadcasters in your past, like Rex Hudler and stuff.
the only
was the
one,
best one they've
the
ever
only
had.
one we've ever had.
And that dude
I'm be
left
honest.
because
I
he was
know.
smoking little weed
Well,
in
they
the
didn't let.
airport.
They asked him to go ahead and step away, but still, honestly, Vin Scully was awesome. I had the opportunity to listen to him over the years, different games that we got to watch. I definitely, when the Angels played the Dodgers, definitely swapped it over to the Dodgers feed just so I could hear Vin. He's an amazing guy. Off the top of my head right now, I remember one time we had a left fielder. I forget who it was or whatever, right? And he was like, yeah, he's coming in, only batting like 230 and blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, you were talking to him earlier before the game. And he was talking about his Pomeranians and how they got away from him and this and that. And he was just like random conversation. Like he always came up with the greatest two line bits for players, whether it be on the Dodgers or the players they were playing against. And I thought that was always wonderful because he brought a different charisma to announcing the games. And I think that brought many, many more people not only to the games, but to love the game of baseball. And I think at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We love the sport. We love all sports, but we love baseball, and that's why we're the blown save. But I think he brought another level of just dedication to the game.
He made it personable.
Absolutely.
It's not just analytical. He made it personable.
I agree 110%, man. That's Vin, man.
Yeah, and he always had his stories, and I always wonder, man, how many of these stories he got himself from those players?
Well,
like, hey, Vin, I got this one thing. Let me tell you about it.
I know that. I remember seeing. I don't know if it was like a behind the scenes or a documentary or whatever. Every time he had a new team come in, he had a binder. Like a 5-inch binder, right? Mm-hmm. That he had, and he had like how we have like subjects or whatever that we for school, whatever. He had different players on there under the different subjects, and when a player got traded or moved, he'd pull them out and put them in a different folder and this and that, yada yada. But he just compiled so much information about I would love to be able to go through his encyclopedia, if you want to call it that, of binders of just the different teams and what information he's got, just like little quips and little just stuff that we would never know. You know what I mean? That Vin got out of him talking.
So natural with him.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's one of those I wonder how. Don't get me wrong. Of course, he talked to players and stuff like that. And he probably gets to know the home players more so than the away players. But he made the away players sound like home players. Does that make sense? When the Dodgers were playing the Angels, he made it sound like if that dude was announcing for the Angels too. I hardly ever heard a lot of homerism like I hear with the dude from the White Sox, the Hawk, that dude is bad.
Yeah.
He's bad. He just cries about everything, And I get it, he's a home announcer and stuff like that. But I hardly ever got that from Vin Scully, and I loved, hearing the analytics about the away team, not just the home team. The home team was cool, but it was like the away team, and he made it feel like he was in their house having dinner with them, and this happened to come out while they were having like dinner at a dinner conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's how personable it felt. All these stories were.
100%.
What do you think, George? What do you feel about all that?
Vince Scully is awesome, man. Like, I mean, the only thing I disliked was when Charlie Steiner took over.
What?
But Vince Scully was like even I listened to everything that Artie said about what he said about his accident, what happened, and everything. I actually listened to him talking about it, and oh my god, I was just sitting there listening to it, and I was like, I got chills because I was like, dude, this guy is legendary. He's like not God, but he's like God, you know, like for baseball announcing, you know, like out of all the announcers that I found, like I listened to, like if you listen to a White Sox game or a Chicago Cubs game, because I have MLB TV, like they have silence. You have dead air.
Right.
And Vince Scully would always be talking about something like, oh yeah, this guy in 1924, you know, like just like something about it, and it was just like so awesome, you know, like he always has a story, even if real or not, you know, like maybe he has a story.
He convinced me, right, real or not, like all right, I believe it. And he seemed to have like perfect timing with them. He would hardly ever be like, oh, we'll continue the story next inning, or when this dude comes back up to hit again, right? Like he'd time it well with his stories. He'd have it for that dude's whole at bat or whatever, you know.
I think he had it for the entire game.
Yeah, dude. Like, man, he was just so on point. You know, like I you know, my two favorite teams are the Lakers and Dodgers, right? And I know I was definitely spoiled with the Dodgers, and that's obviously my first love is the Dodgers. But we had the Lakers, and we had Chick Hearn too, and he had some interesting stuff too.
The Jello's jiggling.
But he would get on my nerves sometimes, you know, because he didn't have that same like humbleness sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like the way Vince Scully has.
Chick Hearn knew who he was and what was going on.
Right.
I think Vince Scully knew who he was and what was going on, but he didn't care, man. He was just another guy. He was just happy. He was just happy to be watching some baseball. And I think at the end of the day, I think that was the biggest thing that separated Vince Scully. And I think it still separates Vince Scully from any other announcer out there. Is that he's just happy to be there watching a baseball game and talking to you at home. He made you feel like you were in the booth next to him when he talked.
Right. I agree. Yep. And again, he just didn't show a ton of favoritism. Like, you know, even like Joe Buck, dude, like he's like the most annoying freaking announcer in the world, dude. Like, he shows some major favoritism. Like, oh my God, did you see the way Javi Baez caught that pop up? That was amazing. Amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
It's a can of corn playing. Come on.
Jeez,
come on.
Louise, that was
Get off
the
his
way
nuts.
he got it with one hand and at an angle with the lights, you know, and the way he flipped down his shades were just the most amazing thing I've ever seen, right? Like, yeah, I mean, it's just brutal. You know, he just seemed to have that bias that ESPN loves to have for the East Coast, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And that, I don't care what anybody says, Evan. I don't care what anybody says. There is an East Coast bias, and it's just ridiculous. And the one thing I can hope for if baseball comes back the way they want, they're talking about, and we'll get into that in here in a second. But if baseball comes back and there's only two leagues, there's the grapefruit and the cactus. I hope that it's just, I don't know, man. I hope that that change in and how everything is reformatted and everything like that. I mean, it's going to be an awesome way to see how the game is going to change because of that. I still think on the West Coast, I think the Angels will be the third best team. Because it'll be the Dodgers and then I don't know who else.
Team to the bottom or which?
Come on, bro. It'll be the Dodgers.
The A's in the division.
It'll be the Dodgers, the A's, and then the Angels, and then everybody else.
So you know how they're going to reformat it, right? They're talking about 3 divisions.
Right.
Well, no, they said 2 divisions.
They're talking about 3. They're talking about 3. Three. West Coast, Middle, Central Coast, and East Coast.
Well,
they're talking about it, dividing it up like soccer, where you have an A squad and you have your B squad. And so they're talking about the Yankees, the Dodgers, and Houston.
I will fucking throw you out of this goddamn. Hey, I'm gonna throw you. I will throw you out of this goddamn podcast right the fuck now, George. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take a step back and literally go fuck yourself.
What are you bringing up B squads for?
Yeah, exactly. Come on, bro. We're C squad at best. C squad.
I don't know if you ever played Sunday League baseball, but you know how you have to win a championship to move up to the A division,
Look,
Triple
bro.
A division. Well, that's what they're planning on doing with baseball
Look,
for this
bro.
year.
Look, are you fucking kidding me right now, bro? I'm gonna
If the
throw.
Eagles
Dude,
are doing it, man.
if I could throw something at you right now, because I played on Sunday leagues and I
Okay.
played on Friday leagues.
Dude, I just won the World Series with the Angels on MLB The Show. So if they can,
It's
do it
possible.
there-
Anything's possible.
You don't have any more Dodger players,
You-
so you can't make it to the World Series anymore.
You know what's hilarious? I remember, and this is taking it back real quick. I remember Artie hit me up one time and was like, it was our buddy, the neighbor, Eric, hit me up one time, and he was like, hey neighbor, hey, I'm playing softball tonight. It's Friday night. We need a guy. Can you play? And I was like, bro, I ain't played in forever, bro, but I'm down to go fucking get down. Let's go. And he was like, all right, let's go and pick him in 5 minutes. Fucking grabbed my glove, grabbed my cleats, jumped in the car, and fucking took off. And we were playing with the old school fucking dog pound fucking crew on Friday nights, right? And as soon as I got there, dude, they were like, Eric, you couldn't find anybody else but Brent? Like, you brought Brent? Like, bro, come on. And I'm like, and he was like, nah, bro. Like, hey, he can play, man. Like, let him play. And I was like, guys, put me in the outfield, bro. I got you. And they're like, fuck, dude. Like, really? Like, get in right field. I'm like, nah, bro. I can't play the lines. You need me in center. Give me left center, right center, bro. Give me the center. I don't have borders, man. No borders. I can't have a border, man. And they're like, all right, cool. They put me in right center, bro. And I lit that motherfucker up. And they were like, oh, shit. Hey, Brent, you can come back next week, bro. I don't know how many times.
Will the
I
story change if we ask them?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how many times I got kicked off the team and then invited back over like 7 years. It was freaking hilarious. Like, they needed a guy and they're like, "Hey, dude, is Brent available? Yeah, we need a guy right now. We need somebody to fill in the 10th spot. Just get him in there real quick." Good times. I miss you guys, Dog Pound.
I remember when they finally invited me, and they stopped inviting you.
Yeah, they invited Artie, and then they stopped inviting me.
But we did win a ship, so
We did, though. I won it with DP. I won it with Dog Pound. I won it
No,
with
you
Bridgetown. Yeah, I did.
you weren't there when we won.
Not
it.
when you guys won it. I won one with Dog
They
Pound.
only won one.
Bullshit.
When I helped them,
They
Ask
won.
Eric.
They won
Ask
one.
Eric.
They won one in Chino.
Okay.
I
all
played.
right, give you that.
I
give
played.
you that.
I played
They-
their.
The only one they won in West Covina was
Yes,
with me.
we won a whole bunch of second places. I promise you. I promise you
A
that we won
bunch.
like 32,000 second place fucking plaques.
Bunch.
But they won the last one they won in Chino was the second season I played with them, and they won it in Chino, and then they moved to the La Puente or the West Covina one because that's when they opened the West Covina Big League Dreams. So I played with them and I won it in Chino, and then we came over here to Friday nights over there, and then we didn't win another one. You guys won that one without me in Westco, but we won one with Bridgetown. The Bridgetown fucking baseball guys. We won one with
two with my team.
two with Slumpies.
Yeah, the Slumpies. That's right.
And then I
We
won
got 3 under our belts.
and
Or
then
four,
and
three
then
together, right?
Yeah, 3 together. I won another one with another team. I don't remember the name of the fucking team though. It was just I got picked up by some. It was one of the teams that one of the other teams that Eric or the neighbor played on, and then he called me. He's like, "Hey, bro, we need another guy. You want to play?" I was like, "All right, fuck yeah, let's go." And we ended up the dude that was playing. I don't know how I got on the team, but he had a fucking stacked team. Everybody on that team knew how to fucking play, and he was just. I was just like, "Why the fuck am I here?" But I still played right center, and we fucking whipped that ass. So I'll take a win as a win.
That's how it was with Consumers Pipes, a sponsor team that I was with
Yeah.
Eric. So at first it was just a group of friends and me and Eric, right? Me and Eric played baseball together since we were 3rd grade. And at first it was fun, and then we got our ass kicked our first season. Won like 3 games, and only me and Eric could play, right?
Yeah.
So Eric's like, "Hey, you want to invite anybody?" And I said, "All right." So I invited a guy or two, and then we did a little better. We made the playoffs and first round exit. And Eric's like, "Hey, you want to invite anybody else?" And we started eliminating. Before we knew it, all of our friends that were on our team, only like one friend survived, and then the rest was just like dudes that I recruited. But it was a sponsored team, so like by the company, so it was free. Nobody was like paying for other than the little, $2.50 or $3 entrance fee that they charge, whatever. Dude, we rattled off like 5 straight titles.
Jesus.
Because that team was ridiculous. Well, I mean, it's easy to recruit if you don't have to pay any fees
Absolutely.
or anything, It was so easy. And then I asked Eric, I was like, "Hey, dude, what do you do with all the trophies?" "Oh, they're over there at the company, man. Like, they love that shit."
Hey man, when you're sponsoring somebody and they're winning trophies, hey, you can keep sponsoring that shit all fucking day.
The best comeback win I ever had with that is probably with that team, because we had a real stacked team, and for whatever reason we always beat everybody real bad. But one time nobody was really hitting until the very last inning, and we had just a whole bunch of dudes that could hit. Dude, we were down 10 in the last inning, and we came back and won and scored 11 runs in that last inning on a walk-off with 2 outs. Obviously, it took our 2 outs, but we scored 11 runs to win that game in the last inning. But we all kind of knew it, like, hey, man, it's just a flip of the switch. There's, dude, too many good ball players on that team, you know?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is I started getting dudes that I converted from baseball to play softball, you know, because a lot of dudes were like, oh, no, I don't play softball. You know, I just play baseball, this and this and that. And they were from, like, my Sunday teams I had played on and stuff like that. Or I had a tournament team that I would always play on as well, too, with another friend named Fernando. And I started bringing some of the heavy hitters from there. And I'm like, hey, dude, you live close to Chino. Why don't you come play over here? And this team I got is free and this and that. And it's on it was like a Wednesday or something like that. It's all right, I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. And at first they struggled, you know, and then afterwards, like, they just started becoming, they weren't the kind of the power hitters they were in baseball, but they'd hit line drives all over the field eventually. You know?
Well, in fucking softball, all you need is line drives left and right. As long as they're landing, you're moving the base runners and shit.
Right, especially with the home run rules and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And George is a switch hitting master over here, too, right, George?
Hey, George, so you like it from both ways is what you're saying?
I like it from both sides, yeah.
He admitted it right here, guys. May 1st, right now.
options.
He said it. Huh?
George,
This is
in
true.
softball, do you still switch hit or do you?
Yeah, I switch it on in softball, but I try not to play softball. You know, it's a girl sport, bro.
Don't you have 2 girls and no boys?
I
Well,
do.
you have 2 older boys,
two
right?
boys. I have two
older
older
boys.
2 boys, okay.
Yeah.
My older son's in college now. He's 19, and my younger son's 13, and 4 and 2 girls.
Oh, wow.
Right on. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
split squad.
He does have a split squad, and we're going to get into some of the whole fatherhood thing. I thought about a question, and we're going to get into it later, but that's going to be a good one because I think me and Artie are on the same boat, and I've asked a few people, but it's going to be interesting to see somebody who has some little girls as well. Moving on, there will be baseball in 2020. What has to happen for it to start, though? They're trying to finalize a plan in May this month, hash out an agreement with the players at the end of the month or early June, giving the players a week to arrive at a designated spring training location. So what they're trying to do is give them about 3 weeks of spring training in June, starting in July, going into the regular season. Prepare for 3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Get everybody ready and warmed up. I know some of the position players are ready to go right now, but they're trying to look at the pitchers, make sure they don't throw their arms out or anybody gets hurt. So they want to give them about 3 weeks of spring training to be able to get working on that. The season would start in July. They played around 80 to 100 games. It would go July, August, September, and October, hold an expanded playoff at warm weather neutral sites in November. Do you guys think there can be baseball this year? I know it needs collaboration, needs an imagination, but the general level of optimism that baseball will have the opportunity to proceed with fans in the stands at some point towards the end of the, quote unquote season, but not when it starts back up again. No matter what the problems of the leagues, the players are having over compensation in the shortened season, because I've been hearing a lot of things going on about the players aren't getting enough, what's going to happen, and this and that, yada yada. The owners think that they're going to miss out on all that revenue of people not being in the stands. So if baseball can be played this season, I'm pretty sure they will be playing this season. But what do you guys think? Can baseball return this year, Artie?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody's itching for it. I think baseball seems to be like, while I know it's still technically basketball season, it seems like baseball is a figurehead. Like, they're going to be the ones that are going to set the standard for the other sports.
Right.
Is what I've been seeing on TV and stuff like that. Is like, okay, hey, let's see what baseball does, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just really seems, one, there's so many teams and so many games. Basketball is, I don't know if there's as many teams. It's very close to it, but they don't play as many games. So that's kind of the big deal. And then they're throwing out so many ideas. And I think the Major League Baseball's commissioner is more open to, I actually like basketball as commissioner. He's more open to ideas and stuff like that. But I think baseball is willing to do whatever it can to get it going. I hear a lot of the players are willing to, like, hey, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that. One of the big things that I saw today that just came out was that the umpires agreed to their compensation for their contracts and stuff like that, and now they're like contracted through like 2024. But inside that contract, I saw that baseball had the opportunity to not review plays if they didn't want to anymore. That to me was really interesting. And a little sidebar on that.
What do you mean they don't want to review plays? So if the umpires, even if the coach goes out there and goes, "No, review that play," the umpires can go, "Nah, no thanks."
Baseball. So I was trying to read more into it, but it says replay could vanish for 2020 under the new umpire deals. So they haven't released all the details yet, but that's just one of the little comments in there, because they're saying that at best, half of those replays are being overturned. And, because baseball is really into like, hey, let's not waste time. Hey, how they're going to implement the three batters face or finish the inning rule type of thing. They're just trying to find ways to cut the time in baseball, because I think the whole thing with that isn't not so much to change the rules of the game or speed up the game. It's more to attract the young fans who want the instant gratification, like basketball and football kind of gives you. And baseball has never been that, has never been the instant gratification. I think baseball is trying to do as much as they can to make sure that gives that to the youth so that they continue to play the sport. Does that make sense?
I see that. I see that going that way. At the same time, I think it's not so much. I think the kids growing up playing the game, I think they understand. I think they understand what's going on. I think they understand that the game's going to take a while. I think more about speeding up the game is for the casual fan. I think it's for the people that go over there. Hey, I won some tickets from work. Let's go check out this ball game or whatever. It's to keep people that aren't dedicated fans in the seats. It's to keep the people that aren't dedicated fans to want to go to a baseball game. Whether they're handed the tickets, whether they buy the tickets, whatever it might be. Me, and I believe George, it doesn't matter. We're going to go watch some baseball games because anytime we can. And we don't care if it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 hours long. I'm going to sit there and watch a goddamn baseball game. You know what I mean? My 3-year-old little guy here will sit down and watch a baseball game with me and be yelling and screaming at the TV with me, and it's wonderful. He'll sit there for 3 hours and watch a game with me. He'll sit there for 4 hours and watch a game with me. You know what I mean? So I think it's more to speed up the game for the casual fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with speeding up the game for the casual fan, as long as it doesn't interfere with the centrics, the root of the game. Yeah, there you go. As long as it doesn't interfere with the root of the game, I think that it's a good thing to speed it up a little bit. It's fine. So we're not there for 4.5 hours. We're only there for 3 hours. It's fine. I'm still there 2.5 hours early, tailgating in the parking lot. I'm still going to be there 45 minutes after the game, having another beer in the parking lot, talking shit about.
They got rid of that Angel Stadium now too.
Bro, we're talking about Angel Stadium, not Dodger Stadium.
That's what I said.
No. Dodgers
got rid of it at Angel Stadium. That's
as long as you're not being rowdy, as long as you're not being crazy, you can still party in the parking lot before and after the game.
I'm about to Google it.
Google it all you want. I'm talking about the real deal Holyfield actually being there. There hasn't been a year I don't go to.
If I was an Angels fan, I wouldn't want to be at.
I wouldn't want to be at Dodger Stadium either.
I wouldn't want to be at the game watching us lose. I understand why you need to get so intoxicated. Fuck you! You barely win a hair over 50% of those games.
How do you have the best player in baseball and still not be that good?
Right? I don't understand. I don't get it.
That's my center fielder.
I don't know. It's Pujols is milking them. As soon as Pujols leaves, I feel like the Angels are going to be better. My personal opinion. I feel like he brought a little curse to them or something.
I think once Pujols is gone, it's going to be better. By the way, did you guys hear about Yadier Molina?
Yes.
Yadi is on his way out of
be an Angel.
I fucking as soon as I heard that shit, I'm like, fuck, we're gonna get him. Watch, we're gonna end up getting fucking Yadi.
Why not?
Well,
Angels always go after those fucking old ass veterans.
Here's the thing though, Benji is still a bench coach at not a bench coach, but the catcher's coach at Angel with the Angels organization. So if Yadi goes anywhere, I swear to God, will Pujols be in here for one more year, and Benji still being there as one of the coaches, I think that we get Yachty. Put it right now. Put it right down. May 1st, 2020. I'm telling you right now, if Yachty goes on the market, I think the Angels
sound happy about that.
I think the Angels overpay for Yadier Molina for, let's call it, a 4-year contract. And Yachty finishes out his career with the Angels, ends up going into the Hall of Fame as a Cardinal, but still. I mean, is he better than is he better than any of the catchers on our roster right now? Absolutely. Hands over fist. Are you kidding me? Better than any of our catchers right now.
I'll take anybody over Yachty. Yachty's old, man.
Dude, I would still take Yachty over any of our catchers right now.
Fantasy baseball stats do not show that he's better than anybody. He's like at the bottom.
I'd still take him over any of the. Have you met our catchers? Do you know?
You're thinking about like name. That's what you're thinking about. If you look at his stats, they're not any better than anybody else's. Like even the mediocre guys.
I still think the Angels are going to end up with him. I'm not a fan about this move, but I still think the Angels end up with him. Plain and simple. Just because his brother's one of the coaches. Albert's there.
Yeah.
Albert's going to be like, bro, they're going to give you the money you want, bro. Come down.
I can see it. Maybe.
I can see it happening, bro. They gave it to they're still giving it to Hamilton. Of course they gave it to Pujols. Of course they're going to give it to Yachty, bro. Are you kidding me? Hamilton finally comes out the books this year. Jesus Christ, he hasn't played for us in like fucking 5-10 years.
I think we're still playing Darren Dreifort. I'll tell you that.
I think you are.
I know the Mets are still playing Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla's still getting paid till like 2036, bro.
Dude, that's crazy, right? That is crazy. I don't even know what that dude's up to, but every year he's like, check.
Here's my thing, though, dude. How smart was he to go, you know what, go ahead and defer my payments till, like, for 40 years. Go for it. I don't care. Right. Every year I'm getting another $2 million. I'm down with it. And
he sucked balls after he went to the Mets, too.
He did.
He wasn't any better when he came to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
you're telling me if somebody tells you, all right, I'm gonna give you a $35 million contract, but I'm gonna give you $2 million a year after you're done playing baseball with us until it runs out. You think you're not gonna sign that fucking thing?
Right.
I'll sign it all day.
I think the Angels and Dodgers both. This is one thing that I think they have in common. They seem to get those like busters when it comes to free agents or like dudes that were paying for what they did before, you know?
Yeah.
Like the Andrew Jones, the Juan Pierres, the Kevin Browns, you know, the Bobby Bonillas, the Eric Davises. I guess Darryl Strawberry had a couple good years with us, right?
I mean, we had
like all those dudes like were just like, fuck, man.
We had Bo Jackson for a minute. We had fucking Fernando Valenzuela in his later years. I mean, we had some guys that were on their way out, and we still paid them buku books.
Right. Who was the biggest bust with the Dodgers? I say Jason Schmidt. He was like,
yeah, but Jason was damaged goods already, though. You know,
one inning and done.
I would say Kevin Brown for the money we got him for. You know, like, because we had, essentially, to me, I'll never forget it. We had the chance to sign either Randy Johnson or Kevin Brown. We said, hey, let's go with Kevin Brown.
No, that didn't happen. What happened was
they could have traded for him and then signed him for the extension.
Randy Johnson didn't want to come to the Dodgers.
Right. But they could have traded for him. And when you trade for him, he doesn't have an option at that point.
True.
And then he ended up going to the Diamondbacks, right? It was like, oh, God. It was a double whammy, bro.
Cleaned
like,
house.
Not only did he not come to the Dodgers, he went to the fucking Diamondbacks.
And cleaned house.
Yep. Dude. Just.
Is that when he hit the bird?
Kevin Brown.
Is that when he hit the bird?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was with the Diamondbacks, but I don't know when it happened. He was with the Diamondbacks when he hit the bird, for sure. For sure.
For those of you young bucks out there who don't know what we're talking about here, go Google it. Google it, boot. Fucking Randy Johnson hitting the bird. You'll be like, and you know what's funny is that Mythbusters and I don't know how many other people tried to fucking replicate it under like controlled circumstances, and nobody could fucking do it.
Fuck.
It was a 1 in a cajillion fucking moment that never is gonna happen again. Honestly,
right?
It's fucking wild. So we do know we do feel I think we all are in consensus that baseball will return.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the over under in terms of how many games they play this year is definitely 100 though. What do you think? So let's do the number. We always do the over under.
All right, we do.
George?
We do, Judge. What do you got? Over under 100 games.
Under.
Artie, what you got?
George said under, right?
Well, okay, wait. Let's do this though, because they're saying 80 to 100 games. We can't put 100 as the over under. We got to put 90.
Under.
We'll meet in the middle. 90 games over under.
All
I'll say
right.
under.
Under 90.
Go
Artie,
under.
what do you got?
I think over.
Shit.
I think over. I think they're going to shoot for 100. I think that's going to be the number.
I think they're going to
right there.
shoot for 100, but I think they're going to do about 95. So I'm going to go over on 90.
Takes over.
You heard it right here first, May 1st. They're going
You know,
90,
one thing my
95
dad
games.
was saying was, he's like, why not bring back the double headers, man?
Well, they talked.
That used to be, that
they
used
talked
to be a
about-
norm back in the days, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
they talked about that. They talked about doing a couple double, like I think they said like 2 weeks of double headers to try and get as many games as possible, get about 120 games into the season. And I think that that's going to put too much stress on too many players in such a short amount of time. I get,
Oh,
I
boo,
get.
fucking boo.
You're getting paid millions of dollars to play ball. Go play fucking ball.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. I think if they do 10 or 20 games, maybe doubleheaders over the span of a certain amount of time, I think it's possible. 10 games.
Off the top of your head?
10 games.
Who was the last doubleheader the Angels had against?
The Indians.
Last year or what?
I want to say it was last year. It might have been the year before that. They had a doubleheader because it was a rainout game because there was thunderstorms in Cleveland. And they ended up playing the next day. They played early in the morning and then at night. I believe it was the Cleveland Indians.
Let's see. It was 2019 that they had a doubleheader.
Google it, Boot.
So, yeah.
Was it the Indians?
2019 was last year. It says Tyler Corn and Felix Pena. I can't really. I don't want to dig too deep into it.
Yeah, I want to say it was
sounds,
the
sounds
Indians.
about right. If it's 2019, then you're probably right on it. I wouldn't be able to name it for the Dodgers, to be honest. But I think doubleheaders are cool, man.
I'm down with it. 2 games one day, bro. I'm taking a day off and we're having some drinks.
Right? I mean, fucking. Bring
Especially,
them back, bro.
especially right now, bro. Are you kidding me?
Why not mandate like 3 doubleheaders through the season? You know?
I'm
Like,
down, dude. Okay. You're hearing my vote right now, guys. Yes, at least a handful. Let's throw 5 doubleheaders spread out throughout the entire league
don't get me wrong.
per
Yeah.
team per the year. When we have a full 162 game season,
Yep.
right? Right now,
Well, I
okay,
don't-
throw 3. 3 doubleheaders
don't
per
know.
team for the shortened season. I think I'm good with that.
Something like that. I don't know. I would take it and then give him like an extra day off or that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
Something,
give-
some
or-
kind of incentive.
Give them a couple days off. Give them like 2-3 days off to rest or whatever after that. They have
Yeah, I would
to
do-
do. They have to do the doubleheader.
I would say do a doubleheader when the teams are like on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And then they got to come back to like the
Give
West Coast. Or
give them
something
the
like that,
the travel day
Mhm.
plus 2 days
Plus
off.
one. Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
I would say 2, but give them the travel day plus 2, and then go right and do the next game. I think that would be.
Right.
I think everybody'd be down with that because you
You
play
know what
2
they were
games,
saying?
but you still get 3 days off basically.
You know what they were saying is that because of this is actually going to affect what goes on for the future of MLB. Because they were saying the only reason they did 163 games was because of the weather, and so they're saying that now that they might cut it down to 153, or the divisions might be split up where it's like it depends on the weather on where you're playing at. So they're trying to push everything back to go back again to April, starting in April instead of in March, and pushing it back to November for playoffs.
Interesting.
Artie, do you have that the division, like the how the division would
breakdown?
look? Yeah, the breakdown. Do you still have that?
Yeah. I got it. I emphasized it to you in a text.
I know. I don't want to look at it
I
right
know.
now.
But I know you're an Android guy, so you probably can't see those emphasized real quick. So all right, here we go. So the breakdown is West, Central, and East, right?
Right.
In the West Coast, in no particular order, we got the Dodgers.
No particular
Giants,
order.
Dodgers, Giants, Texas, Arizona, Rockies, San Diego, Oakland, Seattle, Houston, and Angels.
Why you gotta put my team last, you son of a bitch? I know you did it on purpose. We're the third team on that goddamn list. I just looked at the fucking text message. Go fuck yourself, bro. Go to the Central.
Hey, Artie, was that the A and B division?
that,
I'm gonna throw some shit at you, bro. I swear to God, I'm gonna
there's
throw
always
some
a
shit.
doormat, right, on every division.
Go
right? Isn't there
fuck
someone like
yourself.
Whoopie Boy on every
Literally,
division?
I'm looking at the text message right now. It says Dodgers, Angels, fucking Giants, Houston Texans, fucking
Hey, I
Seattle,
went down and back up
Diamondback.
around.
No,
Little
go
snake.
get out of
Like,
here,
little
bro.
snake. I went down and then back up.
I can't
did.
even. I
said-
can't even with you right now, bro. I can't even with you right now.
All
Go
right,
to
then
the Central.
Then the Central, we got. I'm gonna do it the same way. The Cubs, the Milwaukee Brewers, Kansas City Royals, Cleveland Indians, Atlanta Braves, Detroit Tigers, Minnesota Twins, Cincinnati Reds, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Chicago White Sox. And then the East Coast, we got the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, the Washington Nationals, Pittsburgh Pirates, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Miami Marlins, Blue Jays. Who they play for again? Canada.
Toronto.
Toronto Blue Jays, Philly, Philadelphia Phillies, and Baltimore Orioles, and the New York Mets.
So, Brent, what are you going to do when the Angels get put in the B squad, bro?
Damn, you think they're gonna be squad? Right? Oh, if they don't put in these particular ones, right?
Yeah, because they're talking about making it like FIFA, where like you have an A squad and you have a B squad.
Here's the greatest thing about being a moderator in this in Discord. I can just mute him all I want right now.
All
He's
right,
muted.
so
you can't
let's
say
check
it.
this out, Brent.
Hold on,
That's a good
look,
question.
he's talking right now probably, and I can't even hear him because I muted him.
I know, right?
I brought you
Joe
back,
in here.
baby.
Is Joe Trump in here? We have Joe Trump in here. 'Cause we have a Joe Trump.
Oh, I love
like
it.
Our
I love it.
fantasy baseball leagues.
Okay.
Joe Trump has like his own like polls when his fantasy trades don't go in, right? George?
Yeah.
All right, Brent. No, but that's a good question. Like, let's say they break it up within there, Brent.
Right.
Seriously, let's look at it, right?
Right.
Okay, the top teams I seen. Obviously, the Dodgers are up there.
Yeah, I cannot disagree with you right there.
Okay, Houston. Obviously, they got to be there, right? Because they have enough hitting. Their pitching's not as strong as they were, but it's still strong. So Houston's got to be up there.
Okay.
And then
Houston,
I like Oakland.
Yep.
I told you from the beginning, Oakland's a fucking sneaky ass motherfucking team.
I like Oakland.
Right.
So they're splitting this, assuming they split it, right? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got to have 5. No, but
Well, they said it was going to be an expanded playoff, fucking shit. So we're
14
George,
teams.
weren't you saying an A and B within the West, or are you talking about A and B within like the whole thing?
So they're supposed to do like three leagues, right? West, Central, East. And from what those 30 teams, only 15 teams were going to be like FIFA type, where they're like on the top division, and then there's a bottom division of like the Pirates, the 99 losing teams, you know, like anybody that's not above 500.
So
right?
it is what I'm thinking then, right? So it's basically 2 squads within the West, 2 within the Central, and 2 within the East.
Yep.
Okay, so
and
that's
the
what I
only
was
way you
saying.
can move on. The only way you can move up into the A squad is to win the. And if you suck in the A squad, then you're going to be dropped down to the B squad. So like, you know, the Angels and the Giants and the Padres,
Right,
those will all be in the B squad, and all the Cubs and the Red Sox, because they were saying basically that, well, is it fair that all these teams are actually spending money? And you know what, like screw the Marlins, screw the Pirates that don't want to spend money and get players and put
and
forth, you know,
Tigers.
well, let them battle it out for last place and not make any money. So they were
Right.
talking about like Dodgers, Yankees playing each other all the time, Houston playing each other all the time. You know, have these high-profile teams playing each other instead of watching, you know, the Angels or the Giants scramble and try to make a team. You know.
I'm not gonna
Such
lie. I think
hate,
you made
bro.
a case for the Angels. So, like again, breaking it down within the West, right? We have Dodgers, because there's 5 teams. There's 10 teams within the West of this possible breakdown, right? So that means 5 teams have to be in the A squad. So obviously, again, off the top of my head, Dodgers are 1, and there's no ranking. Let's just say 5 teams, right? Dodgers, Houston, and A's. That's 3 out of 10. So then of the 7 remaining teams, 2 we still got to take. And we had to choose between the Angels, the Giants, Texas, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and San Diego.
I would
If I had-
take the Diamondbacks.
I was thinking the
might go
Diamondbacks
with
and Angels.
with the Padres. Believe it or not, I think the Padres are going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the teams that are here, because okay, sometimes you got to work backwards as well too. Like, okay, who's the like for sure they're B teams, right? The Giants, the Mariners, and the Rockies. Like
And the
when
Rangers.
I see this,
It's
like, I think,
the Giants. It's an even number year, so the Giants are going to suck this year.
but they sucked last year too, though.
They're
So-
doubling down.
They're down. All right. So I think it's Giants, Seattle, and the Rockies. I think they're just bad. Rockies just don't have any pitching. You know, they have maybe one guy, two at best. They just seem to not be consistent. So that would leave to me Texas, Arizona, San Diego, and the Angels. So we got to pick 2 out of those 4 teams.
I would say the Angels are a borderline team, and
I
like
agree.
because they have Trout, I would probably throw them up in the A squad and let them sink at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel bad. I think they're right around the 4 or 5 to get in.
And
It's
I'm only
debatable.
giving them that because they have Trout. Because if they
Right.
didn't have Trout, I'd be like, dude, go to the back, bless.
Right. I think San Diego is the 4 team in there, and I think the Angels are the 5. And I think that could easily flip and flop, Brent. Like, I think it could be 4 and 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
So, I don't know. Just my...
I stopped.
My
I
4 or
stopped.
5.
I stopped listening to you like 20 minutes ago, bro. Y'all just keep hating. Y'all just keep hating. George's over here fucking like, yeah, fuck the Angels. Fuck the Angels. Anytime he can get a chance, he's fuck the Angels. Fuck the Angels.
You know what? I tried liking the Angels back
Look,
in
bro, I don't want to
Hollywood, bro.
hear your bullshit fucking. I used to think about the Angels. I like them, but then
You know
they.
my favorite Angel?
Who?
You know who my favorite Angel is? Who's your
Nolan
favorite
Ryan.
Angel? Tell me
My
who your
favorite
favorite
Angel is
Angel
Nolan Ryan.
is. It really?
Yeah, I mean Nolan Ryan's up
my
there.
favorite, most exciting Angel that I promise you I love
Mine was Vladimir
Jimmy
Guerrero.
Edmonds.
Oh,
Jim
he's
Edmonds
good.
was a
Jimmy's
beast, bro.
good.
We talked about him 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, that little crackhead for sure.
Yeah.
What do you mean crackhead? What are you talking about?
Dude, you know the reason they traded him is because they didn't want to be an influence on Troy Glaus, right?
No, I thought they traded him because what's his name? Oh my God, who's that first baseman? Darren Erstad was a little bitch.
Darren played center field too. Oh, because
Exactly,
they wanted him out in
exactly.
center. Oh yeah.
All
I
right,
can see that.
you want to know who my?
Erstad was the number 1 draft pick overall.
It don't matter. Jimmy Edmonds was a stud, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Cardinals and he was still a stud.
Yeah, I'm not denying it,
My-
but I heard he was a party boy. Go for it, Brent. Give us your Mike
My-
Trout and
my-
how much you love
my-
him and you want to have
I
his
do.
Jimmy
I
Edmonds.
do.
Yeah,
I want to be. I
ball,
want Mike. You know, if I have another kid, his name's gonna be Michael Nelson Sanchez. But my favorite Angel of all time, his name is Jim as well, but his last name is Abbott, the one-armed fucking bandit right there.
yeah.
Jim Abbott is my
You know,
absolute.
he was a Yankee too, right?
Yes, I understand what he did after the Angels, motherfucker. All right, but when he played with the Angels,
All right.
when he played with the Angels, he did the he was an all-star with the Angels. Jim Abbott, I think, is just not only a wonderful human being for what he did not let anybody stop him from his dream of pitching in the major leagues. Not only did he do that, he also threw a no-hitter with the Yankees. He also got a base hit in his fucking record with one fucking arm, dude. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Right.
Jim Abbott was the reason I wanted to pitch as a little kid.
Right.
Because I thought if Jim can do it, I can do it. And Jim, if you're out there and somehow this gets to you, thank you so much for making me love the game of baseball. Thank you so much for making me want to go out there, even though my friends and colleagues all told me I sucked. Even even when I go back 10 years later to play softball with my friends, they look at me and go, "Fuck, you couldn't find anybody else other than Brent?" Thank you for giving me the love of the game to want to go back there and play no matter what. Thank you for giving me the love of the game to pass on to my kids and my littlest one who looks like he's going to be a freaking all-star. Thank you for all that, Jim. I appreciate it. Mr. Abbott, you are amazing. I got to meet you twice at Angel Stadium. I have 2 signed baseballs by him. It was the most amazing experience for me. I almost fucking lost my shit, but thank you, Mr. Jim Abbott, for being an amazing inspiration to me and millions of other fucking baseball players growing
I'd
up.
be impressed if he used his right hand to sign those baseballs.
Bro, tell me why the first time I tried to meet him, and I'm going to fucking ruin it right now, right? Tell me why the first time I was so nervous to fucking meet him, bro. I stuck my right hand out to shake his hand, bro. I had my left hand, I had the baseball, bro. And in my right hand, I was trying to like shake his hand, dude. And he just looked at me, smiled, and grabbed the ball out of my hand, tucked it under his fucking shit, signed it, and handed it back to me. And he fucking gave me a fist bump, dude. And I'm like, fuck, dude.
That's
like,
awesome.
I have
you another fan
So
there
you're
must
saying
have
you
been
didn't
really
grab the nub?
excited, right?
Shut the fuck up, Artie. You're ruining the fucking one of my best fucking things of my life, bro. Meeting Jim Abbott. That was the first time I met him. The second time I met him, I knew what I was gonna do this time. I was like, all right, hold the ball in your right hand, Brent. Shake his left hand. And this time he shook my left hand. He signed the ball, and he took a picture of me, gave me a pat on the shoulder, and said,
You want me
"Thank
to tell
you."
you a story, man?
I mean, if
I
we
got a
have
story
to,
for you. I got a good story for you.
go for it. Go for it.
Artie might like it better. So Artie doesn't know me that good, but I had my right finger, index finger amputated. I took a year off of baseball because I hurt up my arm in playing college ball, and I was like, man, I need to buy a new car. So I went to work, and early in the morning I was sleepy.
Sold his finger for the new car.
Stuck my finger in the machine, and it cut it off, right?
Oh
So
shit.
yeah. So my finger was amputated, right? It was ripped off, and my stepdad, rest in peace, but he was a good writer, man. He was a pretty good writer, and so he wrote to the Dodgers. He wrote Tommy Lasorda, and Tommy Lasorda called me one night, and
Shut up.
called me on. Yeah, I swear to God, he called me, and he's like, "Hey, is this George Martinez?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "This is Tommy Lasorda." And I'm like, "Man, come on, stop it." And I thought it was my friend Robert. And I'm like, "Shut the hell up, Robert. No, this is Tommy Lasorda." And so, like, dude, and I didn't believe it at first, but then it started resonating. And so I'm like, I'm sitting there, and he's like, "Yeah, this is Tommy Lasorda." He's like, "I know you love baseball, keep your head up. Don't get sad, just keep on going, everything will get better." And dude, that was such a wake up call for me. Like, oh my God, I literally have the voice in my head, like recorded, just like hearing his voice. And at first I was like, dude, I was such an ass because I was like thinking it was my friend being a dick, and it picked me up, man. Cause I got down because like the first thing I thought when I cut my finger off was like, dude, I can't play baseball anymore. I'm fucking fucked, like I was like so sad and I was crying, dude. And when Tommy Lasorda called me, I was like, damn, this is awesome, dude. Like, it was just like a great moment for me, just like having Tommy Lasorda call me out of nowhere. It was an awesome moment.
That's fucking awesome, bro. I think we all have that moment where we wanted to give up on sports or baseball, whatever it might be, and something happened. I'm sure plenty of you guys at home listening right now are probably thinking about that one time, that one person you needed or wanted to or got to meet or whatever it might have been. You're probably like, oh, man, I'm done. I can't play this anymore. Or, man, I'm hurt or this and that, blah, blah, blah. And it gave you the confidence or the purpose to keep going forward. And I'll tell you right now, guys, never stop playing as long as you can play. Even if it's softball, even if it's an adult league, keep playing. Keep
Even
playing.
If you play for the Angels, right?
Even if I swear to God, I hope my son plays for the Angels. I'll never invite you to a game. With my luck, he'll end up playing for like the Rockies or something. But for reals, for those of you guys sitting at home, for those of you dads listening right now, and you got kids right now, make sure you remind your kids, never stop trying, never stop wanting to play, never stop wanting to get better, never stop just being that. Because when you give that up, it's so hard to go back to it. I know, for like 6-7 years, I didn't play any ball. And then I got a call to go play some softball, and I was like, I haven't played in a while. Let's go play. And it's the most uplifting, wonderful game to play. Even though it's not baseball, I did get to go back and play baseball one more season, and I always wanted to do that. And we won the championship, and I'm so happy about that. The Brooklyn Dodgers in the Azusa Adult League, I'm so happy I was a part of that, and we were able to win. And I threw my arm out one last time, but it was worth it because I got to go back and do it. I always thought to myself, if I had one more chance to go out there and do it one more time, I just want to throw hard one more time, and I did it. And we won, and it was awesome. But I'll never do it again because my arm is dead. Artie will tell you right now, I got a dead arm. It's not going anywhere. But for you dads and who knows, moms out there right now listening to this, if you guys can hear this, continue to push your kids. Hey, go play again. I know you guys lost this week. I know you guys lost. I know you guys are on like an 8-game losing streak, but go back out there because you love playing the game. Go back out there because you love putting that mitt on, because you love lacing those cleats up, because you love throwing the ball around. Go out there and fucking do it because you love the game. At the end of the day, that's the biggest reason. I remember watching, what movie is that with Dennis Quaid? The Rookie. Yeah. Where he gets that phone call from his wife, and she's telling him, you know, go out there and play one more time, and just play. You got like 3 more weeks to go. Just play it out. And he goes back there and he talks to his buddy, and he's like, man, guess what we get to do today? We get to play baseball. And I think at the end of the day, that's the greatest thing in the fucking world.
Yep, it's a fun game. It's fun and frustrating at the same time, right?
Artie, you know how that is.
For sure. All right, what's the next subject here we got going on?
We got A's prospect Noah Vaughn has the most epic bat flip against his wife Riley after she throws him the heater. A few days later, his wife comes back with the revenge of the even more epic bat flip. If you guys haven't seen this yet, go ahead and look that up. It's fucking hilarious. The wife gets his revenge. Have you guys seen this?
I have.
George, have you seen it?
I have not.
I'm watching it again.
It's fucking when the wife throws him that softball fastball and he fucking rails it, right? He's like, son of a bitch. Like she looks like she's like, God damn it, you hit it. Right? And then he throws the bat out there like, whatever, woman. And he keeps walking by. And then he throws it to her and she freaking railed it. I'm talking about deep. It's going. It's gone. Fucking left field.
Are you talking about Mo Vaughn? I thought he passed away when
Noah
he became an angel.
No. Oh, Artie, you're no longer allowed to invite anybody.
No, for real. Didn't he break his ankle when he was an angel, like that first game, and then he passed away sometime like that? No,
bro. I'm gonna throw stuff at you at this point.
No, he just
why?
He was never the guy that everybody thought he would be as an angel. Boom.
But anyways, Noah Vaughn, fucking his wife Riley. Shout out to Riley, fucking with the most epic bat flip throw and run around the quote unquote base after getting that heater down the middle. So, cheers and salute to the wife Riley.
That's funny.
If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you watch it.
Did you see what's the name? Garrett Cole's wife, who's pregnant, throwing that little slide piece.
I did not. I haven't seen that one.
Dude, they're like, man, some pros can't even throw. And I agree, dude. She had a wicked, she throws kind of funny. Don't get me wrong, but bro, the ball moves like, dude, you taught her something. You taught her something because that ball moved like I can't make it move like that. And she threw a nice little slide piece, and she was pregnant. You could clearly see her pregnant, and not putting everything into it. And her ball goes from going straight to just something that George would chase on MLB The Show for sure. Easy.
It's that bad, huh?
Yeah, dude, it was nice.
I mean,
nice.
What can we do from that, right? All right. Moving on to George's favorite subject, the NFL.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we had the question earlier, where will Cam and Winston land? Well, we know where Winston ends up.
Winston, yeah, that was interesting.
With the Saints for a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. Even after the Saints signed Taysom Hill. Who
says he wanted to be a starter somewhere and blah, 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 right?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah all day long.
But he resigns.
Yeah. For, I think it was a 2-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, to me, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, you got to do what you got to do at that point. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's playing his role with the team, but he doesn't like his role, and you're not going to be a starter, dude. You know, not.
I mean, Sean Payton called him. He said Taysom Hill has earned the opportunity to be our number 2. However, he has also stated the Saints want to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster ready to play every single game. Taysom Hill got $21 million over the next couple of years, which is pretty freaking awesome. Just to throw some, right? Just to throw some stats. And Taysom Hill, over the last 2 years in passing, he's had 119 passing yards on 13 attempts, 352 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns in 156 attempts. He had 236 total yards, period. 234 of those in 2019, and 6 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns in 2019, all in 2019. He returned also. He was on a return team. He did 360 yards of return yards. He also played some fucking defense. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's the first two-way player in a long time. It was a 21 million, 2-year, 16 million guaranteed. How long do you think they're going to play him that both ways?
What was the question again?
But you're a switch hitter. Brent wants to know.
All right, so Taysom
how
Hill.
long can he play both ways?
Yeah. So yeah, from one switch hitter to another, Taysom Hill has played both offense and defense. He's basically. I mean, I just rattled off. I don't know if you turned off the speaker at that point, but he's rattled off some pretty impressive stats over the last 2 years. Not only has he done the offense, he's also done the defense. Not only has he done that, he's also done the special teams. All right, he's rushed for over 352 yards. Passed as a quarterback, he's passed for 119 yards. He's returned 360. He's got 238 receiving yards with 6 touchdowns coming in last year. He's also played defense. He's been a left outside linebacker. He's got, I think it was 19 assisted tackles and no sacks. But how long do you think they're going to play Taysom Hill that way before they sit him down and go, no, this is going to be your role?
I think they'll probably give him like a few years at least. Just like same thing what they'll do with Otani. Like they'll make him happy for a few years, and they'll be like, pull the string and be like, what?
But here's the thing. So they've already given him 2 years to do what he's done so far. They just signed him for another 2 years with $16 million guaranteed for 2-year, $21 million contract with $16 million guaranteed. How long do you think they're going to let him go do you think they'll let him go for the next 2 years and then say bye? We got Winston, because I know they're talking about what's the quarterback?
Signed a 1 year.
Right. Winston signed a 1 year. Okay. And we'll go over Winston's, okay. Winston in 2019, let's just throw it out there. He had 5,109 passing yards. All right. Number 1 in the league. 33 passing touchdowns. Number 1 in the league. 30 interceptions. Worst in the league. And a 53.7 total QBR. Second worst in the league.
You can't say like top in the league instead of saying worse in the league.
Well, that's what it says. It says, when I looked at the stats, it says worst in the league. Okay, so that's where we're going with that. They gave him a 1 year. They gave him a 1 year contract. They gave Taysom Hill 2 years. So who do you think they're setting up to take over for Drew Brees? Because I know Drew Brees has got like 1, maybe 2 years left, and then they're going to see what they're going to do, because Drew Brees is talking about retiring and going into broadcasting.
He's already set up his contract, right, for when he retires?
Yes. Well, if he retires at the end of this coming up season, he has his contract ready to go. CBS has got him lined up for some fucking shit. Oh, no, I think he was also in line for that Monday Night Football gig.
He said no to Monday Night Football. I remember.
Did he? Was that? I know he was in line for it. But, so what do you think? What do you think is going to happen here? If God forbid, Drew Brees goes down with an injury, who comes in? Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston? Artie.
I think Winston for sure. They're grooming him. I think that they're just trying to see if he's going to be a right fit for the future. He's young enough to be able to groom,
Even if he's only got 1 more year of trying to get there, you don't think Winston is going to run over that and keep going?
No, I don't. I think Winston likes what they have there, and I think they're going to groom him. I think they're going to coach him up just like Tom Brady and freaking what's his name? The Jimmy G, Evans boy. I think it's going to be something like that.
Gerbopper blow.
Yeah. Hill is not a quarterback, bro. He's like a
in
Tim Tebow.
In college he was a quarterback.
So was Tim Tebow.
Well, this is very true. Tim Tebow won some championships though. Taysom Hill did not.
Yeah.
So we're doing a draft roundup then. Tua went to the Chargers. Tom Telesco, the heartbeat of the Chargers. They were talking about how if Tua went to him, there was no way in hell. I mean, I'm sorry, not the Chargers. The Tua to the Miami Dolphins. He said, had Herbert been picked beforehand. Hold Hold on. I just read that shit already. You gotta give me a second here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So the Chargers GM Tom Telesco, had Herbert been picked by Miami, Tua would be an LA Charger right now. He was talking about that. He said, had Tua been picked up, he would have been if Herbert been picked up by Miami, Tua would be an LA Charger right now. And that would be an interesting thing to deal with right there, because I know that Tua wanted to be by a beach, and he's in Miami now. How well do you think Tua's gonna do? Like, let's throw out some predictions. How is he gonna do? Because he's gonna be the starting face of Miami whenever football starts again. What do you think he's gonna do his first season? You think he's gonna do decent? You think he's gonna excel, or you think he's gonna flop on his face?
No, I think he's gonna be decent. The question is he gonna throw more interceptions than touchdowns? Is what I think.
What do you think? Give me the over under on that one.
I think total touchdowns. He has more total touchdowns than interceptions thrown, but that's because I think he runs in for a couple.
Okay, well, let's talk about throwing touchdowns.
He's under. He's gonna throw more interceptions than touchdowns.
Give me a number. Let's just say 15.
Yeah. Probably a solid number, 15. Yeah.
15 touchdowns, so you're saying he throws 16 or more interceptions?
No. I think he's going to throw like 14 touchdowns and throw 15 interceptions.
Oh, okay. So you're under on 15 on the touchdowns, but over on 15 on the interceptions.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Where do you? Okay, I know. It just happened yesterday or today. The Roeford Rocket, the Red Baron over there in Cincinnati just got released. Where do you think he goes? Does he get picked up by anybody? Does he go to New England? I know New England's been looking at him.
It's one of those. He's a certain complexion, so he'll land somewhere. You know,
He's red. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I was saying. For sure, he's red, so he'll land somewhere. I'll tell you that he'll land somewhere way before some other dudes that are a little darker than red will land.
That's the thing. Where do you think Cam's gonna end up? Since now,
speaking of the darker people, right?
Yeah, right. That was a perfect segue, bro. But the Chargers already have their guy.
They already have the starting guy, and
they got Herbert.
Somebody or not?
They got Herbert.
Oh, they did. So they picked up a dude in free agency, or no? It was free agency. Didn't the dude come from the Bills, and he's over there now? I forgot his name right now. But anyways, and then they drafted Herbert,
they picked up Herbert, yeah.
Yeah, so they got two dudes right there competing.
The Chargers GM already said Herbert's their day one starter.
He's going to go to the Colts.
You think?
No, I'm just throwing the name
The
out.
Colts already have Phillips, bro.
They
right.
do.
That's
They
right.
do.
Shit.
All right, where's he going?
Number zero.
You think do you think he goes? Because I know that Cam wants.
I mean,
Cam
going back to the Patriots.
Cam wants the starting job. Where is he going to go? He's going to get a starting job. Right now, it only looks like the Patriots are there.
The Patriots is the only one that I see. Because remember, I told you I thought Miami was the perfect fit for him.
Right.
Perfect. I thought for sure. But once they drafted a quarterback, I said, yeah, so much for that. I mean, the only place. And I think, and here's the thing, I don't think the Patriots pick him up before the season starts. I think they pick him up after the season starts, and they don't do very well.
Well, I know the Patriots during the draft, they showed up their defense and the offensive line, but they did not draft a quarterback. And since we know now Winston is with the Saints, all we have left out there as far as like good veteran quarterback is Cam.
Yeah,
but you think Cam can fall in line?
He fits the profile. Hey, they did it with Randy Moss for a year or two, right? Randy freaking went off for maybe his best season of his career with the Patriots, right?
This is true. This is very true. The NFL Roundup winners of the draft. Honestly, this isn't just me. This is NFL Get On Up and all that madness and the ESPN's winners. The Bengals overall got an A to an A+. Joe Burrow, the face of the franchise. They got wide receiver T. Higgins, linebacker Logan Wilson. On the defensive side, they also got linebacker Akeem Davis and Marcus Bailey. Defensive end Khalid Kareem, and offensive lineman Hakeem Adinji, I believe that's how it's called, to protect Joe Burrow. Like, they absolutely destroyed the draft. But how many times have we seen a team, the Browns, absolutely destroy a draft, and then they destroyed themselves? Next up, what everybody's been talking about, and I didn't know how serious this was, honestly, beforehand. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, die hard, like forever. But I didn't understand how serious it was when they picked up CeeDee Lamb. The Dallas Cowboys got an A-B+ for the entire draft. But everybody's talking about it right now. They needed, going into the draft, some defensive backs, defensive end, wide receivers, and a center. What did they get, though? First round, number 1 ranked player and wide receiver that was available was CeeDee Lamb. I don't know how many times I've seen, and I didn't know this was a thing, but Eagles fans were like screaming and yelling like, "Yay, we're going to get CeeDee Lamb because the Cowboys are going to take a cornerback or defensive end or something like that." And the Cowboys got fucking CeeDee Lamb, and all the Eagles fans are throwing shit. It's hilarious. The second round, they got Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Diggs' little brother. Third round, they got defensive tackle Nevin Gallimore. Gallimore, right?
Yeah, you're so right.
Fourth round, they got 2 guys. Cornerback Reggie Robinson. He was also busting up all the draft boards, so he was a steal in the 4th round. They were thinking he was going to drop to the 5th or 6th round, but the Cowboys got him in the 4th round. They also got defensive end Brandley Ane and center in the 5th round.
How's that? Wait a second. How's that a steal if you get him in the 4th if he was supposed to be dropped to the 5th and 6th?
Because they stole him from somebody else? I don't know. That's what the fucking ESPNs and the NFL say.
That's not how steals work, bro. Steals work when they're supposed to be higher and you get them lower.
Well, he was supposed to be lower and they got him higher.
Yeah, that's not what you just said. You just said
they said he was supposed to go. He was supposed to go a 5th or 6th rounder.
They got him the 4th.
You're right. You're right. He was supposed to go 3rd round. I think he was. I'm thinking of Tyler Badayas, because I know they, because I know, I know they traded back up into the 5th round. They didn't have a 5th round pick that year or this year. They traded up to get center Tyler Badayas.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know any of these dudes beyond Diggs, right?
Right.
But when I heard a steal for a dude that was beating the 5th and 6th round, I'm like, wait a second. You could have waited, bro. You could have waited.
And in the 7th round, the last pick the Cowboys got was quarterback James Madison. Actually, that was McCarthy's pick. That's his project boy. So the Cowboys, I know they want to run in there with 2, if not 3 quarterbacks. And I know
just in case, so don't sign.
Cooper Rush is the standout second stringer, but James might be the guy. James, the second stringer, bro. Second stringer, he's right there.
Standout. George, have you ever heard of a standout second stringer?
Yeah, his name's Brent. He played fucking right center in softball
on the JV team.
I have never.
You heard it now.
Hey, bro, have you ever seen this dude take BP? Fuck,
he's almost good. The big losers in the draft that everybody's talking shit about is the Packers. Did not help Aaron in the first 2 days of the draft. Moving up to get Jordan Love in the first round. What? Grabbed a running back, A.J. Dillon.
Stupid.
And tight end Josiah DeGuara. Like, are you kidding me? They were both big reaches where they were picked. They could have picked them up in the 2nd and 3rd round, those guys. Yeah. How will Aaron react to this training, to this, what happened, to having to train his replacement? How much longer do you think Rodgers stays in Green Bay? By the way, Brett Favre said today or yesterday, he said, Brett Favre will not end his career with Green Bay. He will be traded somewhere or he will go somewhere in free agency.
I agree too.
Where do you think Rodgers end up? Wait, hold on. Oh, first off, do you think he gets traded or he waits till he goes on free agency after next year?
Oof, I don't know, but I'll tell you the perfect fit for him would be fucking the Patriots.
Oh, all day long.
For sure. I could see him and Belichick just like working like glue, bro. Like one of those where maybe they both have a bad year this year or something, right? Right. And they say, hey, how about we come together, join forces, and let's just show everybody how wrong they are, that we sucked last year, and it was because it was all their fault. It wasn't our fault, right?
Right.
I could see the Patriots. That's where I could definitely see that happening.
So you think Green Bay trades him before his contract's up?
I don't know, man. I'm hoping that Green Bay trades the dudes that they drafted and said, hey, you know what? We just got them as trade bait. These dudes are pretty damn good. Because, man, this just doesn't make sense, you know? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless they're just tired of Rodgers. Just like he just seems to like be a little too vocal more than what they want, you know? That's my opinion. I just think he's a little more vocal than what they want him to be. But the running back situation makes no sense because they got my boy Jamal over there, who's probably the best backup running back or number 2 running back in the NFL.
So now they're stacked at running back.
Yeah, so now they're stacked through. So it makes no sense because, man, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't think he finishes. He definitely doesn't finish his career with the Packers. That's for sure.
Does he finish his contract with the Packers?
How many years do you have left?
He's in contract through 2023. He has an opt-out clause in 2022.
We're 2020. I mean, the NFL isn't like the NBA and League Baseball where they just trade dudes mid-season. You know, a lot of times when the trades happen, they happen before the year.
Right.
I mean, when was the last time you saw a dude get traded mid-season? Like an impact player get traded mid-season, you know? I wouldn't be able to tell you one, you know?
You know what? I can think of one, and I can't think of his name right now because inebriation is a thing.
Okay.
But I will find that for you. I will tell you.
Yeah.
I know who it is. I don't remember if it was with the Cowboys or whoever else it was with, but I remember hearing about it. It was a mid-season trade. I can't think of the name.
They're rare though, right?
Oh,
like,
absolutely. They are rare.
like, what is it? The black polar bears or whatever, right? They're rare.
Yeah.
So I say he finishes out this year, and then they shop him next year, and then I think that dude opts out in 2022 for sure. But you know what? Then again, if he doesn't do well, he's already getting older, and that dude's got guaranteed money. Like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm staying here, and I'm gonna eat the money, and I don't care if you don't like it. You know?
I mean, you really think though, Aaron Rodgers, the predominant fucking
He's an alpha. I don't think he stays.
I don't think he stays either.
I don't think he stays. I think the Patriots are a good fit for him. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe I really think the Patriots are not going to be as good as people think they might be. They need a quarterback, dude. Until they get a quarterback that's just worth a damn, they're just going to struggle this year. They might sneak into like the wild card or whatever because there's like 5 of them this year or whatever it is. But that's about it. And I think they're going to be like, you know what? We need to get somebody that could be a quarterback and could lead this team, and we need somebody to be vocal. And who else is better than a proven champion who is vocal? Aaron Rodgers is vocal. He's exactly like the poor man's version of Tom Brady, you know?
I'll give that to you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
George,
you
you still there over there, bud?
Are we talking baseball again?
No, not yet. Bro, you can't be a one-trick pony if you're going to be on the fucking show, bro.
I know. My bad. I don't know too much about football.
All right, just go, yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's all we need, bro. That's all we need. Every time
basketball a little bit better.
We'll get to basketball in a second here, but when we're talking football, I got to do is in the background go, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right then. There. We're good. Hey, we all got George's input on Aaron Rodgers staying or going. So we'll keep rocking and rolling however that goes. The Last Dance, episode 3 and 4, recap and reactions. Here we go. Episode 3, focus on Dennis Rodman.
So you just skipped the whole NASCAR thing? You're not excited about NASCAR coming back?
Bro, we talked about this, didn't we? NASCAR is back, guys. NASCAR is back. What day is it back, guys? What day is it back, Artie?
Turn left. I don't know. Turn left.
Turn left again. That's honestly, that's absolutely terrible, dude. NASCAR is... really, see, NASCAR is back Sunday, May 17th, and still nobody cares.
How is NASCAR ever eliminated, bro? Car by themselves.
People still showed up, apparently. I don't know what to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Just not me. Not for me. Not for me. George, you like NASCAR? George over there in Texas, NASCAR big or what?
Crickets.
Yeah, he's not a NASCAR guy.
I guess not. Hey, but NASCAR's back. Are we still gonna watch? Probably not. But I might catch the last 20 laps just because.
I like the spinouts at the end for the winner.
I like I said, I like watching the first couple laps, first 10, 20 laps, and I like watching the last 20 laps. That's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really don't watch it.
Turbo, similar to NASCAR.
Turbo
right?
was a great fucking movie. I don't give a shit who says anything. So moving on from fucking NASCAR now. Thank God. The NBA, The Last Dance 3-4, episode 3 and 4 recap and reaction. Episode 3 focused on Dennis Rodman. Episode 4 focused on the Zen Master Phil Jackson. What could have been had Jerry Krause gotten out of his own way and let the players play and allow his bank account to keep growing? Blew the team up during the middle of the season, and eventually Phil, MJ, and the Bulls would go on to win that championship. But then, having dismantled the team, Phil getting fired, Chicago, I think, is now cursed. Reminds me of the Red Sox curse, not winning a championship for 100 years or so. They could have won one, if not two more championships, keeping the team together. What do you guys think? What's going on? I know, Artie, you watched the last two episodes. The Last Dance 3 and 4. What do you think? What's going on?
I like it. Those things are awesome. Like, they're the behind the scenes. Again, we get a taste of, okay, hey, we already knew that, but we get a lot of, oh, damn, I didn't know that. That was pretty cool. That was interesting. That was real. And they leave us with these cliffhangers, right? Because the last ones, they talked about a little bit about the Bad Boys and how Isaiah was like, oh, yeah, we would have shook their hands if we had known it was going to be such a big deal, blah, blah. But in the same damn comment, Isaiah Thomas talks about how Bill Laimbeer leaned into him and told him, hey, we're not shaking their hands. We're just going to walk off. We're going to do this on purpose, right? We're going to piss them off, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what it sounded like. But then Isaiah's like, oh, yeah, well, if I had known it was such a big deal, I would have shook their hands. And then he tried to justify it. Look, hey, the Boston Celtics walked off. They didn't shake our hands. It wasn't until I called Kevin McHale and made him come shake my hand that they shook hands. And I was like, dude, you wouldn't have came over if Michael had called you over, like no matter what, right? And that was kind of like the big theme to these last two episodes, right? And I think he's trying to justify it or save face. But it's one of those, like, by Jordan staying quiet, he made his legendary personality even bigger. And I know he talks about, like, well, if not shaking my hands cost me a chance of being on the dream team, then I'm more insulted, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, if not shaking hands cost you a chance to be on the dream team, then it's your fault that you are not on the dream team. Because Jordan said it perfectly. He said, you that's poor sportsmanship. Like, that is the worst thing. Like, you had a chance to pass the torch and to be looked at as a legend, but because you didn't do that, people didn't see you in that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because the year before that, the Bulls had lost the champion, or to go to the championship to the Pistons, and they went over there and shook their hands and hugged them and this and that. And the very next year, the Bulls came and took it, and the Pistons said, "Fuck off! We're walking off. We're not gonna say shit."
And they swept them, dude. And Isaiah was like, "That's been swept in my whole life," and blah blah blah. You could just tell he was, negative Nancy, bitter Betty, or whatever you want to call it, right?
I like the bitter Betty.
Yeah, he was just all pissed off. And again, Jordan was like, "Dude, just made you look bad by not even having to do anything. You made yourself look even worse by doing that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But playing, you guys, I don't know if you played college sports or not, Brent, but like, I mean, back in the day, like, it was just like, you were down for your team, like, it didn't matter sportsmanship or not. Like, you're taking that guy second base, you're going spikes up, or if a player shows you up, you're gonna throw at his head at home plate. It wasn't like, oh, don't hit that guy, he's gonna get hurt or whatever. It was kind of, you're going after them, So back in the day, that's the way it was, man. It's, you play hard and you go for it, So
I never played NCAA or basketball or football like you did on PS4, but I did what
head, bro,
I did what I could when I could. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, I played hard when I I hurt my shoulder playing hard. So like, I'll give you an example. We were playing a game, and the leadoff batter freaking was popping off that game, right? And who was up to bat next? Me. So I'm like, I already knew I was gonna get hit because this guy was talking so much. So like, I literally told the pitcher, I'm like, dude, you hit me, dude. I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna throw a bat at you. And I turned around to the catcher because I was guaranteed I was like, dude, this guy's gonna hit me. I told the catcher the same thing. I told the umpire, I'm like, dude, if this guy hits me, I'm gonna go after him. And so like, whatever. I got a base hit up the middle. We got to second base, got to third base, and I got a chance where I was like, dude, I'm gonna truck this catcher. I'm gonna truck him because he was talking so much.
Oh, you're
Pop fly
dirty
to
now.
center field. Pop fly to center field. Guess what, dude? I had a chance. And what happened, dude? I was ready to truck him, dude. He moved up. I tried to go back into a slide, got my cleat stuck in the ground. I did a backflip, freaking 360, whatever you want to call it, slammed into a metal pole, and my shoulder was done, dude.
Damn.
So, I mean, it was just kind of like, that's how we played, like same way as Pete Rose played. You play hard, those are people that you looked up to,
I agree. I totally agree. I'll never forget my favorite memory playing with Brent, and Brent will probably tell you this right now. Right, Brent? Brent's already laughing, right?
Oh,
He's already
shit.
laughing.
Fuck.
So Brent would always play like right center or left center for us, and I'd play either short or second, right? Once in a while I play third, but
Fuck.
I'm
You
pretty
play left
short,
center?
right, Brent?
Yeah.
In softball.
Yeah.
So then there was a ball, right? It was hit in shallow outfield, and I don't remember, honestly, Brent, I don't remember the ball landed or either one caught it. I really don't remember that. But I remember me and you got to the point of the no return, and you weren't peeling off. And I was like, oh, fuck. It's going to be either me or Brent, and it's not going to be me. So I put my shoulder down, and I fucking laid out Brent.
I remember this.
And I tried to lay you out at an angle. I didn't try to lay you out dead on. But I just remember putting my shoulder down, like, sorry, Brent. Like, it is, what was that movie with the brothers where they're fighting the NBA, MMA, and they're just like, I'm sorry, right? Dude, that's exactly how I felt when I laid out Brent. I put my shoulder down,
he fucking
and I just thought, I'm sorry,
he
Brent.
clipped me so hard. It was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious.
Bad, bro.
I caught the ball though. Fuck you. I caught the ball.
Because I don't remember catching the ball.
You ducked down and I went for the ball. I was just like, I go.
I mean, you got to the point of no return though, right?
No, we did. It was right in between both of us, dude.
And if I hadn't done that, like I would have hit you in a bad spot and injured both of us.
Yeah, I think we would have both been done.
So, and I remember like ducking. I'm like, fuck, at least this way neither one of us gets hurt. Brent flips, but neither one of us is really going to get hurt. I remember thinking that. And fucking
everybody was like, oh, fuck. And I got the ball. I'm like, he's out. Oh.
Brent's on the floor, fucking raising his hand. I got
it. He took me out, but I got the ball. Fuck. I thought you were going to talk about the time we were playing. I don't know if it was the playoffs or the championships. And I was on third base. Oh, no, I was on second base. And, no, fucking bullshit. I was on first, right? It is real, fucking El Patron. I swear to God. I was on first base. I forget somebody hit, and I was digging, bro. I was digging to second. I was digging to third, and they were putting me the hold-up sign on third base. They're like, don't go. And I had too much fucking momentum, bro. Yeah, no, he let me out. He laid me out. I had too much momentum, and I was running into home plate, right? And there was this old cat, bro. He's probably about in his 50s or 60s at fucking catcher or whatever. And he caught the ball, and he stood right in front of me, right? We were playing softball. And I fucking trucked over this guy, bro. Laid him out, just like you said, fucking George, playing like Pete Rose did. I fucking slammed on home plate. I was safe, and the fucking umpire threw me out. And it was one of those things where it was just like, bro, if you see the train coming, get off the tracks. But I don't know if you remember that, Artie. I fucking rolled over that dude. I felt after the fact. I remember Artie had to go over there and talk to the umpire, like, bro, you don't understand. He doesn't slide. He broke his ankle sliding to second base, bro. He doesn't slide, bro. He just runs through. And the umpire was like, no, fuck that puto. He's out of here.
He's scared to slide.
Yeah. You remember that shit, Artie?
I do remember that one. I do remember that. Now that you said it, but my favorite one's where I laid you out.
Oh yeah, no, you motherfucker. Took me out, motherfucker. I couldn't walk right for like a week.
I felt so bad. Hey, who's the first one picking you up, though, right? I was like,
Oh no, absolutely. You got that, bro? Hey, did you catch the ball? Yeah. All right, let me pick you up. Hold on.
Sorry.
Sorry. Going back to the Last
Oh,
Dance.
it's called Warrior. The movie's called Warrior, and they're brothers.
Oh, I love that fucking movie. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
Warrior, go fuck yourself, bro. It's
Dude,
the
go
greatest
see it.
fucking
And that part where
movie
he's choking
ever.
his brother out.
Oh,
making
just
him
tap.
out. That was-
Just
that was
tap, bro.
great.
It just
That
I'm
was
sorry.
great.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He tells him
I'm
if you
sorry.
don't win this round, you don't have a house.
Right.
Like, bro, what? If you don't make him tap or you don't knock him out, you have no house to go back to.
Yep.
Are you? I love that fucking movie. I could watch that movie over and over and over again. If you guys haven't seen
Dude,
Warrior,
I showed it in my classroom. A lot of students hadn't seen it, and they're like, "Oh man!" And I told them this is one of the best motivational speeches. Even it's super short and sweet, but it's one of the best ones you ever hear. And then when it comes out, they're like, "Damn, that was deep. That was deep."
it's a phenomenal movie. All right, let's end out the night because I think we've been talking for close to 2 hours according to my ticker. It's a fatherhood question. Artie,
All right.
George, here it is. With kids, at what age do you stop letting, quote unquote, your kids win at anything, quote unquote, competitive? Do you buy into the everybody's a winner mentality? Do you let them know, hey man, I know with my kids, I never let them win in anything. I never let them win because they know that when they do win, they beat me. Artie, where you at? How long are you gonna let the boys beat you before you're like, let me show you what losing is?
That's how I feel when I play George at MLB The Show. George knows, bro. Like, I might give him a competitive advantage, let him be home team and stuff, but he knows I'm gonna take it to him. And if he wins, he wins. Like, he wins. I didn't fucking try to, like, sugarcoat it and put my B team in there. He wins. But yeah, man, I'm not much about these fucking certificates, and I don't think Leo or Juan are ever gonna play YSO type of soccer type of thing, because I'm just not with that. That's not how I grew up, and that's just, I don't know. Leo for sure, I think he has my mentality. Like, I see the way he acts and stuff, and Leo will fight you to the death, bro. Like, for sure. Juan, I think, is more like his mom. He's a more like chill and calm, and I think he's more of an AYSO kid, right?
Yeah.
But I think Leo is not gonna be an AYSO. He's like, "What you mean we didn't win? What you mean we tied? We're out here playing for fun? Isn't that just practice and we're just playing for fun?" Like, he's gonna take it the way I would take it. Like, what you mean? I need a score and I need a stat sheet.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but again, it's to each their own. Some parents didn't grow up being athletes and stuff like that, so their kids, are going to be stuck in the little league mentality, and it's just to each their own. I understand why it's there. I understand, but it's not for me. Yeah, at least not me and Leo. Maybe Juan, but me and Leo for sure. For sure, not going to be there. And me and George and them will be in the show for sure. Like I said,
I know
Let me tell you, George beat me the other day yesterday, and I bet you he slept like a baby that night. Let me just tell you.
I know. I asked this question to a couple guys that I know. Well, one of my coworkers, actually my supervisor, I asked him, "Hey man, at what age did you stop letting your kids win at anything competitive?" And he's like, "I never let them win at anything competitive with me. I always wanted them to know. I may have gone a little easy on them when they were younger, but I always let them lose." He's like, the one time I let my kid win, all he said was, "Oh, I'm a winner. I'm a winner." And like, no. We got to run this back again. And he's big on NBA 2K, and he told me, he's like, you know what? To this day, he's like, the rules at the house are, if you win, you're the home team the next game. He's like, I haven't been the home team in a month and a half, bro. He's like, it's the worst fucking month and a half in my goddamn house because I got to go home and listen to my fucking kids talking shit because I got to come to work and they're just sitting at home playing NBA 2K. I'm like, man, that's hard. But I get it. I do. I get it because I kicked everybody's ass at Mario Kart and my kid kicked my ass at Mario Kart. And I was like, motherfucker, how'd you get good? But George, like, okay, so my big thing with you is you have girls, right?
I have 2 boys too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody I know that I've talked to so far has got the boys, and I know how I treat my boys. But you got some girls, right? Do you play any competitive games, whether it be video games, sports games, whatever it might be, live, running to the corner, fucking whatever it is? Do you play that kind of thing with your girls?
Yeah, I mean, I started off being kind of rough with them in general. Like,
So
Uh-huh.
at what age did you say, all right, I'm going to stop letting you win. I'm going to show you what losing is?
Oh, I don't let them win. Like, I let them know.
I love it, man. I love it. I love the mentality. I love the you got to win. You got to earn that win. I dig it. I remember racing my kid down the block from my cousin's house, and he's like, "Dad, let's run to the. I'll race you to that end of the house." Oh, fucking A. I remember the last time we raced, he was right next to me. That motherfucker. I had to put in that extra gear to beat him, and I was like, "That's the last time we fucking race home." There's always that day where you gotta say, "All right, that's the last one. We're gonna do that on that one. I'm gonna go out the champ." But I'm glad to see. I mean, where are you guys at with everybody's a winner? Everybody gets a participation trophy. Where are you guys at?
I'm not about the participation trophies. I kind of think you have to earn it. Like I've always had to claw my way to the top, you know, or claw my way to any kind of starting position. Like in college, man, I played at LA Mission College, and my coach was John Klissner. This guy was like AAA Baltimore Orioles. The only reason he didn't make it is because Eddie Murray was there, you know, like in the major leagues. You know, you're not gonna take out Eddie Murray. And I don't know if he had a chip on his shoulder, but he was the meanest motherfucker that I knew. And one game, he's like, "Hey, George, go catch bullpen." I was like, "Man, I don't want to catch bullpen. Why don't you ask him to do it?" And, dude, he cussed me up a storm, man. He kicked me off the team that day.
Oh, shit.
And I went back the next day to his office. I apologized. I'm not here to sit on the bench, and I'm not here to catch bullpen. I'm here to play. I want to play, you know. I want to start, you know. So, like, give me a chance. At the end of that year, man, I got a coach's award trophy that he gave me, and he's the coach that I respected the most, man. Like he put me in my place. Two, you know, he showed me how to play the game right, you know, and he played it just like the way St. Pete Rose did, man. Like hard, tough, you know, balls to the wall type of thing, and you know, you don't get anything for free, man. You come and earn it. That's how I play. That's
Right
how
on.
I think everybody else should too.
Is he the one that you told there's no stupid questions, just stupid people or something like that?
No, that was the assistant coach.
Oh, okay. I was laughing when you told me that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm the person that likes to ask a lot of questions, man. And you know, he at the time that assistant coach thought he was smart. He was just kind of like, "Well, don't ask stupid questions." And I'm like, "Well, there's no such thing as stupid questions. There's only stupid people, man." And he just looked at me with a bewildered look on his face, and I was just like, "I'm like, come on, man." I'm like, "I'm trying to learn here. You know,
Yeah.
don't stop my learning."
Right.
Respect that.
So Brent is.
Fucking A, man. I mean, I'm the stupid question. No, I'm the same way, man. Like you beat me because you beat me. I didn't give it to you. I think I've raised my kids all two of my older ones and my one youngest. He's getting there to the point where I'm not gonna like play easy on him anymore. And so, and any future babies that come, I will never be that way. I think I always have that competitive feeling, whether it's fucking flipping bottle caps or playing Pogs and shit like that, or playing fucking Pokemon cards, playing baseball, playing whatever it might be. I think I always want to win no matter what it is. It could be, let's chug a beer, let's chug a water, let's fucking see who runs out.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's just play.
For perspective, I let George be the home team until I lose.
So he's always the home team, is what you're saying. You're not saying it, but you're saying it.
What? I was the home team yesterday, the second game, George. You remember? I remember. But I know I was like, all right, hey, you won, so I'm the home team now. Hey, but George, don't think I slapped George around though. Like George is fucking gives me like nothing but competition. I just so happen to like edge him out, you know?
Yeah.
And for a minute, George is like his worst enemy. He was making errors galore for a minute, and now he's cut out the errors, and I'm like, oh, now I'm worried because the other day it took like a 6-run inning to beat you, right, George?
Yeah.
George,
And I was like, oh my God, like, dude, a 6-run inning to beat George, and I beat him by 1. Like I said, that a 6-run inning to beat him by 1. You know?
George, I don't know what you do and what's going on at this point in time in your life, but me and Artie, when we first got the game, me and Artie played a couple games. It was good. It was a little back and forth right there between me and Artie. I had to go to work for like 2 days. I come back, Artie's like, we were both at like level 4 and 5 or something like that. Like 2 days later, I come back, I'm still at level 4, and Artie's at level like 28 at that point because he had to stop playing the fucking game. I'm like, how is this even fair at this point, bro? Get the fuck out of here.
So it's the same way right now. So like, so this is Artie. I'll explain Artie to you. Artie's that guy that'll go home and study and he'll be good. I'm the guy with talent, and I actually I just come in and play, right? But Artie went to school, studied, went to get his 4-year degree and everything. Comes back and he's like, "Suck, bro." And he beat me, So I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I thought I could rest on my morals.
So George, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, George, but it was something like this, right? George almost like no hits me the first time we played, right?
Yeah.
And no big deal. I had never played before. And then I come back, I go and I study like hitting tips, stuff like just stupid
2
shit,
days
right?
later.
Yeah, 2 days later. And then I don't know if it was the second game, but I know for sure it was the third game. Yeah. And George was like, "What the fuck? What have you been doing? Like, well, all of a sudden you know how to play this game?" And I beat George, and I don't think it was close. And maybe since that game, George, I don't know how many wins. I count more like how many losses than in terms of how many times I won, type of thing.
No, you beat me a lot more times. I mean, they're all close games for the most part. Maybe like 3 or 4 blowouts. Yeah,
a couple. Yeah, no,
but,
not too many.
Artie goes to school, and he definitely put me to work.
Brent knows I'm one of those people that right, Brent? We talked about the quote from the Oakland A's, like, I hate to lose more than I like to win.
Yeah, and there is a difference. Oh, I wholeheartedly am with you on that one, Artie. Yeah. I hate to lose more than I love to win because there is a fucking difference.
Yep.
And
that's definitely how I am.
And on that note, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close it up for the night. We hate losing more than we love winning, and we'll catch you guys on another day. Artie, another wonderful fucking Blow and Save podcast. Say goodnight, bud.
All right, good night. George, thank you for joining us. You were a pleasure to have on the podcast.
Thanks for the invite, guys.
George, you're never a chore, always a pleasure. I'll pleasure you later, and we'll see how that goes. Make sure everybody, you guys, Artie, you got to give them the PSA, the whole wipe your hands and stuff.
That's right. Make sure to wash your hands and wear your mask. Be safe out there.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves, taking care of your families. Make sure to only go out if you absolutely have to. I know that the ban on what we're supposed to do is coming up soon, but still, be safe. Take care of your families. We love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out the Blow and Save podcast. We will catch you guys later. Stay safe. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, retweet, sub, all of the above. Share it with all your friends. We love you. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, email us at theblownsavepodcast@gmail.com. Have a great night.